Back here, and I'm so thrilled. Tonight's featured biz is Laura Hearn, and I'm so thrilled. This lady is amazing. So let me tell you about Laura. She's an MBA, military spouse, mother, financial planning specialist, and business coach for women. She has spent nearly a decade of her career working in the financial services industry and focuses on bridging the financial confidence gap through educational, transparent, and empowering strategies. As a certified business and entrepreneurship coach, Laura helps women entrepreneurs build and scale their heart-centered businesses with confidence. When she's not working, you can find Laura spending time with her husband and two young children, traveling and exploring the outside. I'm so happy to have her here with us. She's going to tell us all about that money mindset and how to change mindset. So, everybody, I hope you'll welcome her with us. Hi, Laura. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I know. You know what? This is fun. This whole technology thing from Sicily is very interesting. So it's working. Yay!
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, right? So tell us, tell everybody about how you got to where you are today.
Perfect. So I'm an immigrant. I'm a child of immigrants. My mom's a naturalized citizen from Central America. My dad's a second generation American. They're Eastern European descent, Ukraine, Hungary. So not the traditional like America, came here on the Mayflower, been here a million years. But that immigrant background kind of has a different mindset around money because we didn't come from a lot. For the best long story short on that. And coming from that, I went to college, I went to university, and I knew I was really fascinated about business. So I got my degrees in business. I fell in love with someone in the Navy. When you fall in love with a military service member, you end up moving around a lot. And as a spouse, that means that your career is constantly changing. And that can cause a lot of issues in the money side as well, because you don't have that natural career growth that so many other people have. And from there, I got really fascinated in finance, and I went and got my MBA in financial valuation and investment management and started my career in personal finance in my 20s. And from that experience, it's a very cutthroat industry. It's a very male prevalent industry as well. And the way that I was treated as a young woman in the industry as a colleague was, for lack of a better word, bad. And from there, I started building out my own practice where it was predominantly women. It was predominantly middle-aged, 30s to 50s, women that were working and career driven and purpose driven. And I realized one of the big things that stood out to me was that there was a gap in confidence, right? Anyone can Google a 401k, an IRA, those things, but it was more about confidence around money, about showing up to the negotiation table for their salaries, about understanding their worth. And I really resonated with them because I struggled with that too. So as I started diving deeper and talking to women from all over the place, I started my coaching business focused on helping women with that confidence piece, right? I can do in my finance practice all sorts of fun stuff to make you financially prepared for the future. But if you're not confident in yourself, in your self-worth, and how that relates to your own personal definition of success and money, it's never going to work out the way you really want to. So I really dug deep in coaching and working with a lot of entrepreneurs, especially with COVID and the great resignation that happened, with building business strategies out and redefining success and confidence in women by overcoming these limiting beliefs around money that were planted as children and generations ago.
So That's fabulous. I love it. I love your story. Especially, I mean, so many of us our families were immigrants, and they came here hoping for a better life, more opportunities, and to provide for their families. And my family is one of those. And I
Yep.
know most of my people in Boston. They're all immigrants. Everybody's parents, grandparents came from Italy or Sicily or somewhere else, and they didn't come here with a lot of money for sure.
And
So
what's
many.
interesting
I'm sorry.
about that is, I'm sure you, like myself, and many of your listeners, is that we heard things like, you better finish your dinner because there's starving kids in the world, right? As
Right,
children,
right,
or money doesn't grow on trees, and all of these innocent sayings um, that kind of came over from the old world of just being, grateful for what you have right now. But what we
right,
didn't realize, and what I've come to discover, is that this programming as a child um, really makes you think, that you have guilt around having, right? I have and they don't, so I better take advantage of this. And this guilt around money can really make it hard when you step out into the real world and trying to be successful, whatever your personal definition of success is, um, because of the fact that you feel like, well, if I get this, if I go after this, then that might be taking away from someone else's capability because there's other people that have less than me. So maybe I should just settle. I should just settle for where I am because I've
yeah.
made it
That's
this far.
that's an interesting. That's interesting because it's what it is. And instead of taking care of yourself first and putting on your own oxygen mask first, I mean, the truth is the first, you know, paycheck that check you should make is to yourself.
Yep,
I mean, how are you going to help anybody else if you don't have the means?
exactly. Exactly. And
And
that that is so important that people forget that. They forget how much impact they can make if they're truly successful, right? If you're paying yourself first, you're getting that income, you're getting that bag, you're getting the cash, you are building your life, you're building your legacy. From a financial standpoint, you cannot make an impact, a big impact in any community for any cause without money. So if you're truly successful, if you're truly living in your abundance, then you can actually make an impact and give to those communities, people, causes that you truly care about. So if you really want to give back and make an impact and do great things for the world, you first have to be successful at what your God-given gifts are. So
that's
that
right. Well, I think though too, I mean, even I thought about this, even, being able to hire employees and help and getting help, even if it's a VA or somebody that's on a contract basis, by when you're making money, you're able to delegate some of your tasks that, so that you can uh, put in, what you're best at. You want to do what you're good at, and all those other tasks that you can hand off, you can pay somebody if you're making money, and now you're putting food on their table.
exactly. But you can't do that. You can't start delegating until you're bringing some cash in. And there's always the chicken and the egg conversation here with, well,
Right.
I want to spend more time doing money making activities, but I have to do all this admin work. So which one comes first? Do I hire the admin or do I make the money? And that all depends kind of on your own resources available on when you start delegating. But you're right. The more success you
Right.
bring in, the more success and benefits you can spread around the world into others through either employment or through philanthropy. And the main thing that you have to work through on that is your, poverty consciousness, thinking that there's not enough to go around. I mean, look at how many millionaires and billionaires and gazillionaires pop up every day. And then understanding where your guilt around money is, and then fear of money, because I'm sure all of us have at one time heard that money changes people, that money makes you evil, money makes you bad. But I inherently believe that everyone here listening is a good person. If you're not, that's a whole different conversation. But I inherently believe that the
Right.
majority of people are good. And if I were to hand you $1 million, you might have fun with it, but you're also going to do really good things like reinvest it in your business, reinvest in yourself, give some to charity. Money and success doesn't change people, it magnifies who they are. And I think that's the biggest thing that I want to leave with your listeners is the level of success you attain isn't going to change you at the core. It just allows you to step into your abundance and really be the true version of yourself.
Yeah, and it offers you freedom and choices.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, I don't. Did you read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles?
I haven't read that one yet. No, I have not read that one yet.
Okay, like sentence one is nobody can really be happy unless you're rich, and it sounds really arrogant, but the truth is, I think it's the truth. Because it's hard. You can't, you unless you have money, how could you enjoy your life? You need something.
It's not
That
that money
doesn't
buys
mean,
happiness. It allows the
no.
trivial problems to not be a problem anymore because you have the resources to solve them. So, yes, are there depressed
Well, yeah,
people who are wealthy? Yes. But the
yes.
everyday troubles of paying your bills or where's the meal going to come from or medical things, they're not an issue because you have the resources to take
God
care of it
forbid
and
the
get
car
yourself
breaks
there.
down.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid the car breaks down, or you need a new washing machine.
Yep.
Then it's terrible. So, you know what? Um, what I want to ask you is, especially in these days, how do you get over money blocks?
The biggest thing is evidence, okay? Because our brains are supercomputers that are self-fulfilling prophecies, right? We've all heard of that. You see
Right.
it. If you believe something, you're going to go seek it out to prove that it's true. To overcome the limiting beliefs that are tied to money blocks is you have to provide your brain with evidence to prove itself wrong. So you have to go and find, you know what? No, people with money aren't bad, and prove it to your brain. You have to go and prove that you have a worthy reason for wanting to be successful so that you don't feel guilty about becoming successful. You have to prove to your brain that there isn't a lack of money. Maybe you're just not good at managing money yet. So there is always a sense of lack. So let's reprogram that to I'm still learning how to allocate resources in the proper way, but there is enough money. I just haven't mastered it yet. These types of mindset tricks and tweaks take time. There's no magic wand overnight. You're going to become a money mindset guru, right? I still work on things myself, but I have, a workbook that I think you have the link to that has some of the most common money mindset blocks and little activities and worksheets built in for free that you can use to start overcoming these belief systems and start proving to your brain you are worthy, you are capable, and you are deserving of your happy, joyous, fulfilled life.
So the link for that free gift from Laura is in the chat here, and I will actually post it as well. And for those listening on terrestrial radio, it will be on the Just Steph Show Facebook page, and so you can check that out as well if you're listening in your car at home. So what who comes to you? Who is your ideal client, and then how can people find you?
Awesome. So the main thing, first of all, is that my ideal client are women. They are, you know, driven, career focused women, typically entrepreneurial women. But the tools, a man can download the same ebook and get something good out of it. It's just geared towards and worded towards women. So I typically work with, women that typically are ages 30 to 45 that are looking to take that next step in their career and entrepreneurship journey. And the easiest way to find me is either on Instagram, which is Money Mindset by Laura. It's a mouthful, I know, or just going to my website, which we have linked as well, which is lhconsultingllc.org, because LH Consulting is Lufthansa. And I couldn't buy that back from them.
Oh my gosh. So I'm putting your Instagram handle here in the chat. So I hope that's correct. So check Laura out on Instagram, and you said Facebook as well. And you have your website is here.
Yep.
It's up here. So you don't want to miss out, especially if you're looking to make a change in your business, or if you really want to level up your finances, you want to make some changes in how you think, you want to get rid of those old beliefs that don't serve you, you want to reach out to Laura. So thank you. Laura, will you come back?
Of course. I will always come back. I will come back.
Yes. So maybe we can we'll get you to come back, and you could do some like money tips every so often. How's that?
That sounds great.
Right? Oh my God, so fun. All right. So thank you, Laura, and we will get you back on the air soon. Ciao, ciao, honey. See ya. Okay, so thank you for that. And if you have a business that you would like to get in front of well over 100K peeps, email me at steph@juststeph.com. Okay, kids, hang tight. More coming up on the Just Steph Show.